Hello, I'm Jay Hayback, League President of AUBL Miami, and I'm here today at Swing Kings batting cage at Tamiami Park with the owner of Swing Kings, David Espinosa.
Hey guys.
So David has been kind enough to work with me and put together this video to show everybody the new HitTrax Pro, which David is working on here on the computer and the screen behind us, to show everybody what the leagues that we are putting together will look like. AUBL Miami is going to have 3 leagues to start on Tuesday night, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., Thursday night, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., and then on Saturday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And any of you teams that are interested in joining can join any one of those 3 leagues. Those will all be 3 separate leagues in AUBL Miami. It'll be 6 teams per league. It'll be 6 games plus playoffs. All teams will make the playoffs. So the object today is to show you a little bit of how HitTrax works. David will do a little bit of a demonstration on the computer and show everybody here on the screen. And then we'll flip the camera around and go into the batting cage and show everybody what the actual game will look like. Just so you guys know, the way this is going to work is you're going to get real at-bats. There is a manual pitching machine that one of the Swing Kings employees will be working for us. And the batter is going to hit against that machine. That machine will be throwing straight pitches for the most part. Sometimes they come in a little bit crooked, a little bit, you got a curveball and a changeup now and again. But for the most part, the pitches are coming in straight. And we're going to be setting the machine to be at about 60 miles an hour from a 60-foot mound. The machine will be a little bit closer in, and it'll be probably at about like 40 or 50 miles an hour at about maybe 40 to 50 feet in. The machine, the HitTrax machine, will call balls and strikes. So you're in a real at-bat. This is not batting practice. This is a real league that's going to have an umpire that's going to call check swings and will take care of any possible judgment calls here. So this will be an official league, just so you guys understand. So with that being said, I'll turn it over to David so David can run through a couple of things on the HitTrax for the TV.
Thank you, Jay. So this is how HitTrax works. It's a baseball simulator. So think about Topgolf, but for baseball. You're actually hitting. So this is not a video game. You're hitting. You're going to get real data right off the bat. As you can see here, everybody knows the stadium. This is Miami Marlins Park. Okay? Right now the dimensions are set for college. So center field is 404. So this system calibrates depending on who's playing. So if it's adults playing, it's adult settings. And the settings go down as low as 8-year-olds. So, but for our league, it'll be a higher level, whereas it could be high school or college.
I think for the sake of what we're doing, I think the best would be high school.
Yes.
We do play on some high school fields, and it gives guys a chance to get the ball out that maybe wouldn't on a major league or a college field. Maybe they'd have a harder chance getting out. I think high school would be the right distance. So
yeah.
Can we see what high school looks like?
Yes, let's go see what high school looks like. I'm going to back out. We go to gaming, team game. We can set it for any team, right? When you guys are going to play in your league, your team will be in here. It'll be added. As you can see, those are just a couple academies. And for instance, we could go to Yankee Stadium. We could go there. The league setting could be really any setting, but for the sake of what we're doing here, it'll be high school. And right here, we got Yankee Stadium. So before every game, you guys can pick. Like anybody could be like, "Oh, we're playing Yankee Stadium. I can play at Met Stadium, wherever you want to play."
Now I see right now it says 216 the center. Is this for more for kids right now?
Oh yeah, that's a mistake. Let me go back again. we can set it to any setting. Let's go back and start it over. This is very user-friendly, so my employee will be able to make adjustments pretty quickly. Let's go to gaming.
And we will have it consistent for the league, so we're going to stay with the high school setting for the first season and see how that works for everybody. If we see that guys are hitting too many home runs or it's not as much of a challenge, we have the ability to move it to college or even to major league.
So as Jay mentioned, look, now it's 360.
360.
That's a high school setting. Look, we want people to have success in this league. We want them to hit, and so it's fun. Okay, at the end of the day, we want to have fun here. So you'll play in a high school setting, and you have the option to play in any major league stadium. And there's actually stadiums for big college programs like Vanderbilt, Duke, just to name a couple. So this is what we have.
So at this point, once we get the players inputted into the system and we start the game, the Swing Kings employee will feed the pitching machine, and the players will have actual at-bats in the batting cage, which we'll show you guys momentarily. And the great thing about this HitTrax software is it's able to call balls and strikes just like in the major leagues, right?
Yeah, exactly. You can't just stand in there and take pitches because you'll be punched out. So get ready to hit.
And the pitching machine itself does throw a good amount of strikes. We have worked with it before, and David does have an excellent pitching machine here. So you have to go in there ready to hit. You're not going to really be able to take too many pitches. Can you take a pitch? Of course you can take a pitch and get the movement and the speed of the ball, but you really want to go in there with the idea of swinging the bat. This is not to walk guys around the bases. That's not what we're here for.
Yeah, you're here to hit. So
once the pitch is thrown, you take the pitch or you swing at the pitch, and HitTrax has a great strike zone to call balls and strikes. Again, the umpire is there, so if you do take some sort of check swing, the umpire is there to rule whether the bat crossed home plate or didn't. And then at that point, once the batter hits the ball will go in play. And then I'll turn it back over to David. When the ball goes in play, what happens over here?
So the system is calibrated to the level of play. So it reads the exit velocity, the launch angles. It knows exactly where the ball would go on the real field. So let's just say you hit a line drive and it's right to the shortstop. It's going to be right to the shortstop here, and you're out. Now, if you hit a hard ground ball up the middle at a certain exit velocity, it'll probably be a hit unless it's not hit well. It's like real baseball. I guess the difference would be is these guys don't make errors. So if you hit a routine ground ball to short or a routine ground ball to third, you're out.
I can attest to this, as I was here a few days ago and I took a few swings, and I'll tell you, I hit the ball pretty hard, and every ball I hit, 5-7 balls that I hit to the shortstop, the third baseman, they made every single play. So you can't go up there hitting any kind of routine ground ball or even a pretty hard hit ground ball. You gotta really get a good piece of the ball, and maybe even at some point get the ball in the air. In order to get a really good hit. I mean, is it possible to get it in between short and third? Yes. Is it possible to get it up the middle? Yes. But, part of the program here, and the reason we're doing this, is for a lot of you AUBL Miami players to use this to practice for your real AUBL Miami baseball games. Not that this isn't a real league, because this is going to run exactly like a real league. But if you use this in addition as a practice tool so that you're hitting the right part of the baseball, you're getting the launch angle, you're getting the spin rate, if you use this as some sort of practice as well, you'll find that you're hitting the ball better when you're in your actual AUBL Miami games. So with that being said, David, is there anything else here before we go into the cages?
Really, the key is you're trying to hit the ball hard on a line, up the middle, in the middle of the field somewhere. You want that ball to find grass at the end of the day. So you got to hit the ball well to have success. So let's show them how it works.
Thank you, David. We really appreciate David taking time with us to show us the system. It's really a great system. very expensive system, and it really does a lot. So with that being said, we're gonna pause the video. We're gonna turn around and we're gonna go into the batting cage. Okay, again, I'm Jay Hayback, and I am here in the batting cage with the owner of Swing Kings, David. And David, now the next thing we're going to do is show the viewers what the pitching machine looks like and what they can expect when they hit, and also the machine calling balls and strikes.
So yeah, look, it's just doing fastballs. The machine's probably 35 feet away. It's going maybe 40 miles an hour. So the reaction time is probably like a 55 or 60 mile an hour fastball. It's set up for you guys to have success. You're just trying to hit the ball well. So as you can see, it's a one wheel. It's going to throw nice four seamers down the middle. That's a strike.
Perfect
in the top part of the strike zone. Okay, I'm going to throw another pitch. Probably right down the middle. That ball should be crushed. Okay, we can go back to the screen and you guys will see that it reads the balls and strikes and where in a strike zone it hits.
And it does it in real time, correct?
It does it in real time, instantaneous.
Is there a voice that people can hear it say strike or ball, or do you have to look at the screen to know if it's a ball or a strike?
Well, the employee that's going to be sitting in there, he's going to say it out loud. Strike, ball, if they take, for instance.
So the umpire.
The umpire.
So the umpire is going to call audibly with his voice,
yeah,
balls and strikes.
Exactly. And the hitter can see it, though. He just looks and it says. So
yeah. Well, this is more for the teammates also,
yeah.
so that the teammates know, was it a strike, was it a ball if he takes the pitch.
Absolutely. So they'll know.
Okay. Okay, we are back in the cage, and Swing Kings owner David Espinosa is going to feed the pitching machine so we can show you guys the calls of balls and strikes by the HitTrax Pro. David, take it away.
Here you go.
And that was a strike, as you can see.
Let's do another one.
Let's do another one. And that one is also a strike. So as you can see, the pitching machine is pretty good at throwing strikes, and you can see in real time you get a reading from the HitTrax on the Okay, we are back. Swing Kings owner David Espinosa, who, by the way, played his share of games in AUBL Miami, so he is familiar with the league, is now going to demonstrate the hitting part of this to show how the gameplay will actually work. David is here in the cage. We have somebody here throwing pitches on the pitching machine, and then to our right we have the TV that will call balls and strikes, and will also show us if David gets a hit and what happens with the base runners. So here we go. David's gonna take some cuts now. This is pitch number 1. And
Weak grounder.
And that ball is an out, as you can see.
All right, I'll make an adjustment here.
All right, 1 out. And that one is hit hard. And it is a hit.
And it gives you the exit feel, and that ball was hit.
David got a single, as you can see. Unfortunately, the screen here is blocking us a little bit, but you can now see a runner on first base. And that one also hit hard.
Fell in for a hit.
And it is a single. So there are runners now on first and second. Let's see if we can zoom in and get the runners. Runner at second and runner at first.
Line out to left.
Line out to left. So there's 2 outs now and runners at first and second base. That one hit hard. And that is a hit. And let's see where the runners go.
Might have been hit too hard. He couldn't score.
So bases are now loaded. 2 outs, bases loaded, and the ball is hit hard. What's it gonna be?
Double, 2-run score.
It is a double. 2 runs scored. So we will leave it right there. David has proven our point.